We often think we know a country. We see its famous landmarks in pictures. We hear its stories repeated. For China, we might picture the Great Wall snaking over hills. We might imagine the grand halls of the Forbidden City. These places are real and full of history. But they are only one part of a much larger story. A story that is quieter. A story that is far more mysterious. Beyond the known world, there are landscapes that seem to belong to another realm entirely. They look like as they were painted by a dreamer's hand. They feel like settings from an ancient myth. In the province of Hunan, the earth reaches for the sky in a spectacular way. Tall, slender pillars of quartz sandstone rise from the forest floor. There are thousands of them. They stand like a silent army of giants, their heads often shrouded in thick, rolling mist. It is this mist that gives the place its otherworldly quality. It fills the gaps between the pillars. It makes them appear as if they are floating, unmoored from the ground below. This is Zhangjiajie, a landscape so surreal, it inspired the floating mountains in the film Avatar. The sight is both powerful and delicate, a forest of stone against a canvas of clouds. The sensory experience here is one of quiet and verticality. Your eyes are constantly drawn upward. Green trees, hardy shrubs cling to the sheer faces of the rock. Their roots find purchase in the smallest cracks. The air is cool and damp, carrying the scent of wet earth and pine. In the early morning, the only sound is the distant echo of a bird's call or the gentle rustle of wind through the leaves. As the sun burns through the fog, shafts of light pierce the gloom. They illuminate one pillar, then another, in a slow and dramatic reveal of the full, staggering panorama. Local legends tell a story of a great battle. A powerful leader, after being defeated, threw his weapons to the ground in frustration. Each weapon transformed into one of these stone pillars, a permanent monument to his struggle and might. This myth gives a human dimension to the geological wonder. It populates the silent landscape with the ghosts of ancient warriors. Imagine hills that are not green or brown, but striped with vibrant colors. This is the reality at the Zhangye Danxia Geopark in Gansu province. Here, the land looks as though a giant has spilled pots of paint across it. Layers of mineral deposits have been compressed over millions of years. Reds, oranges, yellows, greens, blues. The colors are not just on the surface, they are the rock itself. Wind and rain have carved the soft sandstone into smooth, flowing shapes like waves frozen in time. The best time to see the mountains is at sunrise or sunset. The low golden light makes the colors glow with an impossible intensity. The bands of color follow the contours of the land, creating a sense of rhythm and movement. From a distance, the hills look soft, almost like folds of silk fabric. There is a sense of deep geological time here. You can almost feel the immense pressure and slow processes that created this spectacle. The air is often dry and clear, carrying the faint, dusty smell of the desert that lies nearby. For centuries, it was a strange landscape known to local farmers. Each colored layer tells a tale of a different climate, a different environment from millions of years ago. To walk on the designated pathways here is to travel through geological epochs with every step. The silence is profound, broken only by the wind. People come to witness something that seems impossible. The park protects the fragile sandstone and lets you get close without causing damage. It is a place where science and art meet, less like our world and more like a landscape from a distant, more colorful planet. Deep beneath a hill near the city of Gilan lies another world. It is a world of darkness, water, stone. This is Reed Flute Cave, a vast limestone cavern filled with incredible formations. For over 180 million years, water has dripped slowly from the ceiling. It has left behind mineral deposits, stalactites, stalagmites, stone curtains. The shapes they form are fantastical. Some look like frozen waterfalls, others resemble ancient forests, mythical creatures, towering pagodas. The natural sculptures are a testament to the patient artistry of water. What makes this cave feel truly unreal is the modern addition of colored lights. Beams of red, green, blue, yellow light illuminate the formations from different angles. They highlight textures and shapes, creating a dreamlike atmosphere. The colors shift and change, making the stone pillars seem to come alive. Reflections shimmer in still pools, doubling the spectacle. The air is cool and damp. The gentle sound of dripping water provides a natural rhythmic soundtrack. The cave has a long human history. Inscriptions have been found on its walls, dating back to the Tang Dynasty, over 1,200 years ago. These ancient ink writings are like ghosts from the past, poems and travelogues left by scholars and visitors. The cave gets its name from the reeds that grow at its entrance, once used to make flutes. A visit to Reed Flute Cave is an escape from the sunlit world. It is a journey into the heart of the earth. Vast chambers and narrow passages, each revealing a surprising vista. The strange forms and orchestrated lighting create a powerful sense of wonder. It feels like a fairy tale grotto, or the throne room of an underground king, reminding us that stunning beauty often waits in the dark. Tucked away in the high mountains of Yunnan province, near the sacred peak of Kawagabo, lies a place that seems untouched by time. This is Yubeng Valley. It is so remote that until recently, there were no roads leading to it. The only way in or out was on foot or by mule, a journey of several hours over a steep mountain pass. This isolation has preserved a way of life and a landscape of incredible purity. The valley is home to small Tibetan villages where wooden houses cluster against snow-capped peaks. The feeling is profound peace. The air is thin, crisp, and clean, carrying the scent of pine needles and wood smoke. The only sounds are the rushing of glacial streams, the chime of mule bells, and the gentle murmur of the wind. Waterfalls, believed to be sacred, cascade down sheer rock faces, their spray catching the light like scattered diamonds. Prayer flags flutter from rooftops and bridges, sending their blessings into the elements. At night, with no city lights to interfere, the sky becomes a breathtaking dome of brilliant stars. Legend says Yubeng was once a hidden paradise. A man seeking food during a famine followed a mysterious stranger to the valley and was sworn to secrecy. When he broke his promise, the path vanished. The story reinforces the valley's status as a blessed, protected sanctuary. It reveals itself to the patient. The journey is a pilgrimage that sheds the noise of the world. Trails to a sacred waterfall, a glacial lake, and a holy pass. Challenging walks, immense rewards, a spiritually charged landscape, lives aligned to seasons and Buddhist faith. To visit is to step back in time, to a quiet, simple, profound beauty that nourishes the soul, if you let it. The Cliffside Buddhas of Maijishan. In the arid landscape of eastern Gansu, a singular dramatic hill rises from the plains, shaped like a giant haystack. Maijishan means corn-rick mountain. This is not just a geological curiosity. Its sheer cliffs are honeycombed with caves, 194 of them. Carved within are over 7,000 Buddhist sculptures, colossal figures, and tiny, delicate statues. It is a vertical gallery of sacred art created over more than 1,000 years. The sheer ambition is staggering. To visit Maijishan is to defy gravity. Precarious wooden walkways bolted to the cliff zigzag up near vertical rock, connecting cave to cave. As you climb, the world unfolds below. A patchwork of green fields, distant hills, thrilling and slightly nerve-wracking. The wind whispers past as you stand on a narrow ledge, face to face with a serene Buddha carved centuries ago. The statues are clay over stone cores, with expressive, lifelike features. Maijishan's history is linked to the Silk Road. Caravans brought goods, ideas, cultures, religions. Monks and artists stopped here across dynasties, contributing to this monumental work of faith. They chose this isolated hill for devotion and meditation, each cave a private chapel, a quiet space to connect with the divine. The statues are not just art, they are prayers made solid. You can see tool marks, feel time in the faded paint and weathered clay. It speaks of immense patience, collective effort, and the human desire to create something eternal in a changing world. The reason to see Maijishan is to witness an extraordinary fusion of human devotion and natural drama, gentle expressions and flowing robes existing in a vertical world between earth and sky. The whispering waters of Kanas Lake, in the far northern tip of Xinjiang, near the borders with Russia and Mongolia, lies a body of water of mesmerizing beauty. Kanas Lake is a long crescent-shaped lake nestled in a valley of the Altai Mountains. What seems unreal is the color. It changes with the seasons and time of day. Deep sapphire blue, milky turquoise, soft jade green. Glacial meltwater carries fine mineral particles that scatter light, creating a magical, shifting palette. The shores are lined with Siberian larch and pine. In autumn, larch turns brilliant gold, a stunning contrast with the blue-green lake. Air is clean and cool, scented with pine and damp earth. You walk wooden boardwalks, hearing a hawk's cry and the gentle lapping of water. On still mornings, the lake becomes a perfect mirror. For centuries, Tuvan and Kazakh people have told tales of a huge creature in its deep waters. Some describe a single giant beast, others, a school of enormous red fish. Scientists suggest giant Siberian taimen, salmon that can grow very large, but the myth endures. It makes you look into the still water with wonder and a little fear. Visiting Kanas Lake is like stepping into a northern fairy tale. Remote and pristine, protected as a national park, it offers the chance to glide over mysterious depths or gaze from a hill at a valley far from the modern world. Nature in its purest form. Vast, silent, breathtakingly beautiful. The roaring chasm of tiger-leaping gorge. In Yunnan's mountains, the mighty Yangtze is forced through a narrow canyon, one of the deepest gorges in the world, between Jade Dragon Snow Mountain and Haba Snow Mountain, showing the narrowest point. The river, sometimes only 30 meters wide, crashes against a huge rock in the channel, over massive boulders, a deafening roar. The power is immense, raw, terrifying. Here, beauty is elemental power. You hear the deep-throated roar in your chest. The air is thick with spray. A high trail along the cliff offers one of China's most famous, challenging treks, often hundreds of meters above the torrent. Looking down is dizzying, humbling. You feel very small and very alive. Legend says, a hunted tiger escaped by leaping across at the narrowest point, from the central rock to the far side, capturing the place's spirit. Extremes, dramatic action, high stakes. People come to feel nature's power. A 2-day trek moves from quiet farmland to vertical walls. You sleep in guest houses run by the Naxi, who have lived here for centuries. It is not easy. The trail demands respect and effort, but to stand with wind in your face and thunder below is unforgettable. Pure contact with the wild heart of the planet. The skywalk of Mount Huashan. Of China's 5 great mountains, Huashan is the most precipitous, granite peaks with sheer drops. For centuries, Taoists have come here. Temples and monasteries sit in remote high places. Today, Huashan is famous for something else, the Plank Walk. Often called the world's most dangerous hike, a path of boards no more than 2 feet wide, bolted into a vertical face. No handrail, only a chain. You clip your harness and shuffle sideways, thousands of feet of empty air beneath. The wind can be strong. The exposure is absolute. You feel rough granite, cool metal, the faint tremble of boards, a visceral, heart-pounding focus on the present. Huashan has long tested seekers, monks, hermits. The plank walk began as part of a spiritual journey. To cross was an act of faith. Today, the thrill meets history, stunning views from 5 peaks and the hush of ancient temples. People come for challenge, to test courage on the plank walk, an experience that strips away everything but the here and now. Focus, fear, ultimate exhilaration, a walk in the sky that feels utterly, completely unreal.